Well, welcome to our first ever session of Business As You Go. And in the hot seat for this month, we've got John Wickham from flowlocal. And Anthony Harrison and myself are going to be posing some difficult questions for John. So over to you, Anthony, for the first one.
Yeah, good day, John. Well, I'd like to know, when did you start to know that you're destined to be in business?
Well, that's an interesting question. I actually started at the age of 7. I actually always had a sense of call or sense of direction around business. You know, coming from a family of business people. My father was a builder and he ran his own building company. But I always had this sense of a drawing to business, and it's always been a major flavour in my life.
I was thinking about, well, that's great, John, flowlocal. It's a bit about water. All water's the same. So, what is your current role and how did you get started?
I'm the CEO and founder of flowlocal, and we started the business. It's a family business. We never really thought, I never dreamt of getting into the water business. It was something that God opened up for us. And when you actually drink water, it's actually easy to say that water is water, and any water. What's the difference between tap water, tank water, and bottled water? It's actually a major difference. In our water, we find that our customers are constantly telling us that they cannot drink other water after they've drunk flow water. What we're finding is that when you drink that water and it leaves a taste in your mouth, that's when it's actually not great. It's a first sign that the water is not fantastic. Mm-hmm. So as CEO, we're growing the business, and our vision is quite large. We're looking to grow a national footprint, and we're focusing in the northern New South Wales regions at the moment, and over the next 3 to 5 years we'll actually grow that into a national network of delivery partners servicing homes and workplaces across the nation.
And how does that come in terms of dispensers and bottles?
Yeah, so what we do, we actually deliver 15 litre water dispensers, 15 litre bottles and water dispensers on a rental subscription plan. And then it's just a matter of the volume that different customers use. So we service homes, but we also service businesses, small businesses, and then right through to large enterprise level with large teams.
Yeah, that sounds great. And you say the northern region, but that goes west out to Tamworth, or even further than Tamworth.
Well, we actually go at this point in time, we go as far as Moree and Narrabri, right back through to Grafton, and then down to the Hunter Valley. So we're actually covering quite a large footprint.
Yeah, and how many clients would you have?
We're around the 300 clients at the moment, and over the next 3 years we'll grow that significantly. Our aim is to grow to over 10,000 clients.
Yeah, and you've got a small number of people. How are you going to service this growing area and reach beyond that?
So we're actually in the middle of rolling out a delivery partner model. So we're using the lessons we've learned through franchising, through my previous work in consulting, and applying that in this business, but modernising the actual delivery model and making it a lot easier. We can work with large-scale clients at the same time as having local delivery drivers, and we're working with an organisation to actually roll out a program for refugees who have come to Australia looking for a new start, and we're designing the business model to actually make it easy for them to come into their own business, have ownership, but have the right support around them, and not having the barriers that would naturally be there for a newcomer to Australia.
Now, it's interesting with the product, and I've tasted it. Well, actually, I can't taste the product, whereas other spring water I can. Is there a difference? Why would that be the case?
So it can be the source of water. We source our water from the Central Coast Highlands. Our aquifer is as large as the Sydney Harbour, and the water doesn't actually come from there. Actually, it comes from places like Jenolan Caves, Coonabarabran, and it filters through a sandstone cavern, or the sandstone caverns that filter the water. But then when we draw the water up, the process we use to ensure it's right and safe to drink, we ensure that it takes all the impurities out, but doesn't take all the minerals out, all the essentials that we need. But we also don't add processes that are interfering with the taste profile. A lot of our other players in the market are adding things like silver. That will leave a metallic taste in the water, and that's when you actually feel that doesn't feel right. So
you could actually say it flows from the Drinolan Caves right across to the Central Coast.
That's right.
He likes the word flow.
He likes the word flow. Keep it flowing.
Keep it flowing.
Let it flow. Yes, that's right. So in terms of cost of product versus competitors, are you more expensive?
No, we're actually quite competitive. And what we've done is we've redesigned our model, our sales model, to ensure that we can control the costs. So in not having multiple layers in our organisation, keeping it agile, that all these different things we're doing to ensure that we're not having to drive our price up, but we also help our clients in using things like direct debit to make sure that we can keep our funding costs down to run the business. That has end of the day, it has an impact on the price of our product. We're also doing things to innovate how we deliver our product in the way of using plastic. We're actually looking at how we can eliminate plastic, and we have some initiatives there to actually drive that to be a leader in the market.
That sounds good. And I think Anthony's got a couple of piercing questions.
Yeah, it's good to know all about flow, but I'm interested to know from a business person's perspective, what do you think is the most common reason why people might give up or fail in business?
I would say that's actually, we have problems in business every day. I think it's a part of a calling in business. We actually, it's not just about the success, it's the journey that we're on. Early in my career, I actually didn't want to know about the journey. I just wanted the destination. I was just all about, I'm going to be rich, going to be, command the world, take the world, right? But then there's actually we've had failures, and I think your actual business journey is your success is a collection of failures. And it's actually the failures that actually define it, not the successes. Success is so easy to actually forget. I think it's actually, what can I learn every day? Problems come up. Recently we had the pandemic hit us in 2020. My wife and I remember discussing the journey that we've been on, and actually when that hit, I actually felt like we both had this sense of calling that we're made for this. This is not the end, it's actually the beginning. And we saw our business grow through that.
Right. And as a Christian in business, how do you think God has helped you?
He's the sole purpose and source of why we're actually in business. Originally when we started, I had a sense of calling that I didn't really know that was calling back when I was 7, but as that develops, he lets you go on this journey and discover what you're good at, but also how that applies in business. But now today, we're actually, everything we do is why we're building this is actually to impact and grow people for him. And it gives us a sense of calling. We've just opened an office in India, and we're working with our team there. And the purpose of what we do, the greater purpose, is not just to have impact commercially, but it's actually to impact the people of India and working with organisations like Vision Rescue to actually end poverty and impact what is happening there in that country. But doing it's an outreach for what we're doing here.
Awesome. Well, Pete, there's so many more questions we could ask. Have you got another question at all?
Well, I was going to say we're going to go into some live questions from ourselves and also those that are here this morning, but you'll be able to see the actual dispenser unit just over there.
Yep.
And that's the actual unit with the bottles and then the smaller bottles, so you can actually see what it's about.
And toast.
Taste. Toast.
Yeah.
Toast. I was going to, let's eat. But no taste, no. And well, hopefully you don't taste it.
Yeah. And we have samples here for everyone to try. So
cool.
Feel free.
Yeah. So what's next for John Wickham and Flo?
Well, over the next six months, we'll be rolling out the delivery partner model, and also whilst we innovate in the area of eliminating plastics. So that's our next 6 months. Over the next 3 years, we'll roll out the next 50, or we're looking to roll out 50 of those delivery partners, and we'll grow our product base as well, and looking at other product offerings that we can bring to complement what we do with water. So.
Well, thank you, John, for your time. I'm sure Anthony's got some burning questions now to ask you as we go live.
Yeah, for sure, mate. Thanks, John. Much appreciated. Thanks, Pete.
Thank you, everyone.